Hi class! In this lecture we're going to talk a little bit about items you can use in your work, such as images or videos or other works, and how you give proper credit to them. So I'm talking mainly about images for our specific class related to Microsoft Word and document you have to write up and insert an image, or later on when we're going to do PowerPoint, taking images you can use and inserting them into PowerPoint. And I'm covering this because I find commonly a lot of students just do a Google search, take that image and use it, and don't give proper credit. So there's a lot of images out there if you just do an internet search, but you don't have the right to just use those images in your work. There's a subset of items, images, videos, other things that artists and the original creators have put up to the Creative Commons, which is then saying you're free to use these things as long as you do these few steps to give us proper credit. And a lot of times you're also free to slightly modify them as long as you throw in that proper credit. So what I'm going to show you is where to find these images. We're going to do it as an example of images, but there's also videos and other things on there. How to find those items, use them, insert them into a document, and give them the proper credit you need to in order to legally use them in your own work. So this is going to relate to Word documents and PowerPoint related to our certain class of finding images that you can use. So the other item I've seen people use are items from clip art from Microsoft Word, and my comments on that is they don't usually look very professional at all. A lot of them are very cartoon-like images, and they don't look like an image you want to use in a professional piece of work, or if they are more professional images that are in Microsoft Word for free use of clip art type stuff, everyone else has them because a lot of people are using this product. So your presentation, your document's not going to stand out because you're using the free thing from Microsoft Word that's already in the clip art folder. So what you want to do is find different images that are professional images related to your presentation or your document you're going to write, but that are free to use, and give them proper credit. And that makes your work legal, and what you're doing is that you've used something that's been under this, what we're going to look at is called Creative Commons license. Artists have put them up there because they want to share their work and see it out there, but they want this little bit of credit, and I'll show you how to insert that proper credit for Creative Commons use of these images. So, I keep saying Creative Commons. The website that we're going to start this basis of this video off of is creativecommons.org, and I'll put this link within your web syllabus as well in the course. So creativecommons.org, and that is this website right here. So Creative Commons, so what is it? It helps you share your knowledge and creativity with the world, and this is the verb to the artists out there. This is some place where artists can share their work and get it out there to the world. And artists agree to do a Creative Commons license because then they want their work being used. They're not getting money for it, but they will get credit by you inserting this little bit of proper credit back according to it's like 4 steps to put the proper credit in for these images you're going to use. So I want you to start using this for public Creative Commons image use in your work, and in this class this will be Word and PowerPoint. But you have to include proper credit for legal use of this work. You can't just Google an image, grab it, and stick it in there as your own work. Now, if you have a camera and you're taking your own images, great. That way you can just use them, but this is a way to find nice, professional, high-quality looking images that you can use in your work with the proper credit. So what you want to do is off of this Creative Commons website that I showed you the link to, look at this Explore box here. And it says Find CC Licensed Works. So find Creative Commons licensed works. And I'm going to open this up. When you follow that link, it takes you to a search page where you can look for different types of works that are under the Creative Commons license. And you can look for music and videos. We're going to talk about images mainly in this course, and for this example I'm just going to show 2 of the pages on here, the Google Images and the Flickr, and how you sub-search them through here for Creative Commons license. So if you go to this page first, it's already going to sub-filter out the ones that people want to put up into this Creative Commons where you're more free to use them in your own personal work. So I'm going to show you an example of using this. I'm going to do it both through Flickr and Google Images to find images. And I'm going to look for solar panel. So say I'm going to write a little report or give a presentation on solar panels. And I'm leaving these two items clicked up here. I want something that I can use for commercial purpose, modify, adapt, or build upon. This will return the images that are the most free for you to use in different ways, as long as you're giving proper credit back to the author. So I'm going to start with the Flickr search for solar panel. Let's see what I get here. And it brings back a bunch of nice, high quality, professional looking images of solar panels that I might be able to use in my presentation. Alright, let's do the same thing for the Google one, because we're going to try to look at both of them and see how they look here. So find Creative Commons license works. Let's do Google Images. And so again, we're not just going to Google and searching from there to find every image it returns. We're going to this Creative Commons website first, that Explore bar, and then I'm searching for Creative Commons licensed images on Google Images. So solar panel. Alright, we'll do the search on Google Images as well. And again, we get a bunch of really high quality, professional looking solar panel images back. So let's start with this Flickr search. Let's say, oh, I like this image. Okay. I'm going to click on the image, and this is an image I want to use. I want to use this in my Word document about solar panels. So the first thing I need is to get the image. So I'm going to do this in the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to scroll up just so you can see this little arrow down here lets you download the photo. So I've already done that to my desktop. So you download the photo, save it on your desktop or wherever you save your images to use later in presentations. So I'm going to download the photo, and I can't just insert it into a Word document, although that's where I'm going to start. So I have, let's make this a blank document, and make it decent sized text here, and say solar panels. Ooh, panels. There we go. And I downloaded that image. I'm going to just drag it over and put it in my Word document. Cool, I got an image talking about solar panels. But I can't just stick it in there and use it. I have to give credit to the authors. Let me see how I need to do this. The way to tell how you need to do it is to look for the license use on this particular image. So it's gone through, we know it's Creative Commons, and then they're going to say how you can use it. Where is that? Okay, I'm scrolling down on this Flickr page. Here we go. Some rights reserved, which means you have some rights to use it. And if you follow this link, it'll tell you exactly how. So I'm going to just open it in a new tab so we can keep both tabs open. And what that link did is tell me how I have freedom to use it or not use it, and what credit I have to give to use that image in my work for professional use. So I am free to share it. See, it's Creative Commons 2.0. I'm free to share it, copy, redistribute, any medium or format. Cool. I'm free to adapt it, remix, transform, build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. Awesome. So this Creative Commons license, a lot of time they put it up there, the original artist will put it up there for you to use in a lot of different free manners, but they want attribution. You must give appropriate credit. Provide link to the license, indicate if changes were made. Got to do it in a reasonable manner. So this is a little more vague of how to give appropriate credit, but there's something we're going to go through. It's another web page that I'll put the link in your syllabus to of how to give good appropriate credit to these Creative Commons licensed images. So we went back to this image. We want to use it in our Word document and give it credit. And how we're going to give it credit is following this web page of guidelines. And what this is just, it's a Wikipedia page on best practices for attribution for Creative Commons license. And I'll put this link in our course syllabus, but it goes through 4 main things you have to do with the image when you use it in your work, and make sure those are checked off in order for you to use it freely in your work then. And this is a really good guideline because it goes step by step of what a great attribution looks like, what a so-so one looks like, and what a poor one looks like. And you want to just make sure you have that great attribution when you're using these Creative Commons images. So it goes through step by step. Examples of attribution. This is an ideal attribution. So it's got a name of the picture that links to the source of it. It has an author that links back to the author's Flickr page in this case. And the licensed under, and that's that Creative Commons by 2.0 page, and I'll show you just inserting this whole process for the image of the solar panel we just copied. So they want title, author, source, and license, and then they go through what a pretty good attribution is and what an incorrect attribution is that'll get you in trouble for using the image without attribution. They show you how to give attribution if you modify it slightly, so if you make it a black and white image instead of using the original color image, or do some special effects on it. So again, I'll put this link in the web page, the course syllabus, for you to read through, but it's good practice of how to go through. And the four main things, I'm going to scroll all the way down here, you want to make sure you go through are title, author, source, and license when you use an image from the Creative Commons into your own work, so into your Word document, into your PowerPoint presentation. You need to cover the title, author, source, and license. Some of them don't have titles, so what's the name of the material? Sometimes an author has named their picture, and you want to include what they have named the picture. If they haven't named it, it's okay. Author, who owns the material, you need to give the author credit, and ideally a web link back to that author's Flickr page or whatever Google image page, if you can put a link in. Source, where they can find it, and that's the original Flickr link of where we found the image. And license, how I can use it is you want to link back to that Creative Commons 2.0, in this case, license of how it was used. So title, author, source, and license. Let me show you how to put this in there, okay? So if we're in a Word document, we need to make sure we have title, author, source, license. Sweet. Okay. Title, author, source, and license. So we got this image. Where did we get this image? We got this image from this Flickr page. Alright, title. They didn't name this picture, so there's no title. But remember, it said if there's no title, you don't have to use a title. Author is Wayne National Forest. So let me put that part in there. So, author Wayne National Forest. Alright. Source we're going to cover in just a second, but license, and this was the verbiage they used on that Wikipedia page, is licensed under CC by 2.0. Alright. Now, where did I get the CC by 2.0? I don't know. Alright, let's go back to this Flickr page. Remember, we had to look at how we can use it in the some rights reserved. When we opened that link, it went to this Creative Commons 2.0, and in this parentheses it says CC by 2.0 as what you need to do as a short version to license it. And it's back on this best practices page as well. When they do their example, this is the verbiage they used as a title by author is licensed under CC by 2.0. Now we didn't do a title or a source. The picture didn't have a title, so we're going to just name it something, but make sure we have a source by linking it. So let's go back to our document. Let's just call this solar panel. Now if it had a title, we need to keep the same title that the author named it. By Wayne National Forest is licensed under CC by 2.0. Good practice is to make this one line, so I'm going to just do the font a little smaller, but big enough you guys can see it on the video. Alright. Solar panel by Wayne National Forest is licensed under CC by 2.0. Great. But we have to make these link back to the items. So solar panel, we're going to do like they do in this example. They make this title link back to the original page where you found the image. So let's go to that original page where we found the image. It's this Flickr page. And I'm just going to go up to this web bar and copy it. So, it's Command-C or Control-C based on which type of computer you have, and copy that information. when I go into this document, I want to paste that hyperlink and make sure I can link back to it. But you know how long that hyperlink is? Let me show you. This hyperlink is that long. Ugh, that does not look good in a document. So instead of doing it that way, where I just paste the hyperlink, we're going to make the word a hyperlink. So to do that, I'm going to this solar panel. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to right-click it on my mouse to go to hyperlink. And here it says what I'm going to actually display is solar panels. So that's what my document's going to show. But when someone clicks on it, what it's actually going to link to is I'm going to paste that same hyperlink into the link to bar and hit OK. So instead of showing that big hyperlink, it now just shows solar panel. When I mouse over it, it goes to that same hyperlink that would link back to this Flickr page. So that covers my title and my source were two of the requirements. So it's got a title for the picture. If they had named it something, I should have used that same title, but since it didn't, I just put solar panel in there. The source is important because I'm giving back the author credit back to where that original image was found. Author. You want to give the author credit. The author was Wayne National Forest. So let's go back to this Flickr page. Wayne National Forest is the author. So the best way to do this is to see if they have a source page where they've put all their images. And since the name of them, their author, has a hyperlink, I'm going to their photo stream. Wayne National Forest photo stream. This is the author's photo stream, so I can give credit to that author the same way by copying this. So I'm copying this link in here. Wayne National Forest. I'm going to highlight them, do that right click, make a hyperlink, and paste in that link to the Wayne National Forest page. So that's the author's page now. So that link would go back to this page that shows all of their works. So okay, title, author, source, we've gotten, so this is title and source, this author, license, CC by 2.0. We want to make this a hyperlink as well. So that CC by 2.0, again, if we go back to where that image was, we followed this some rights reserved page, this is all you have to link, is go here, again, copy it, and then when you're in your document, you're going to make a hyperlink, and it didn't work as well. I didn't have the display in there. Make sure I highlight it. Go back the other way. Hyperlink. I want to make sure it had this CC by 2.0 in the display because that's what is then going to light up as a hyperlink. Paste the page in there. And now when I clicked on the CC by 2.0, it goes to this page that is the license use. So what we have now is title, author, source, license. Title and source, author, and proper credit back to that author's page, and license back to how we can use it. So if I was going to use this picture in a presentation, I could do it by putting this right below the picture is one way. That's one method of doing it. The only issue with that is it's kind of big. It's a lot of words in here. Solar panel by Wayne National Forest, licensed under CC by 2.0. That's a lot of words if you have a document. It kind of interrupts the reading, or if you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, kind of interrupts the image of the presentation. So this is one of the good uses of footnotes. So what we're going to do is put in a footnote. Document elements, footnote. Alright, I want a footnote. So see what it did is it made this little one here, and it referenced down at this bottom of this document what your footnote's going to be. So instead of keeping it up here, I'm going to copy this, paste it down here, and I need to make sure my hyperlink stayed active there. And then I can get rid of it up here. It looks a little cleaner. So I have this number 1, and when I look down at the bottom of my document, it references it in a footnote that gives proper credit to the image. So I'm talking about solar panels, I'm writing some report, I insert an image, it has this little 1 footnote. I can go down, and here is the use of it. and it gives the proper credit you need to use that Creative Commons, make sure I scroll up a little more here, that Creative Commons license for the image. So that is one way to credit it, and I'll put this, a final document that kind of goes through this also in the course syllabus site, where you can open up this document and poke around with it a little bit. So let's go back here. So that gives all the proper credit and checks off this best practices for attribution of making this item that gives credit for the image you're using in Creative Commons. So when you're doing your documents in this course, or you're going to do your PowerPoint presentation later, you need to make sure that you're giving those proper links of a Creative Commons license of covering the title, the author, the source, and the license links.